So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our evening presentation on day 7. Let's give yourselves a big hand. And also, welcome to you, to our viewers from all over the world. And it gives me great pleasure, and I feel really honored that I'll be introducing our speaker for this evening. Now, let me say that I've known him for a few years because we are both on the ISNS leadership team. It's just that only 10 days ago that I can confirm that he really exists. Because with AI video nowadays, you do not know for sure. And so when we met for the first time, I was able to confirm to myself that one, he really exists, and that he is such a warm and wonderful person with great sense of humor, and he is here with us in full 3D. He'll be presenting our topic for this evening, that is releasing judgment. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome Henrik Schalen!
Thank you, Masuki.
Thank you. All the best to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Thank you, Masuki. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. So, this morning, I woke up, and I woke up with a melody in my head. So I went to sing to my roommate Nils. So I started to sing. Do you know that judgment is just a frame? Something you can change at any time. You can... Sorry. Sorry. Do you know that judgment is just a frame? Something you can change at any time. Just bring awareness and release, and you see the situation as it is. And now you can really learn. You can accept and you can learn. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so honored to be here in NeuroSemantics Trainers Training 2024 and do this presentation. So, some of you have been challenged a lot during this week with presentations, and may have been judging yourself sometimes. Yeah? And some of you may have found it more easy and maybe not so much judgment. No matter what, we are all here to learn and to grow and to become the best neurosemantic trainers that we can become. So I want to give my thanks for all of you to be here and to invest your emotions and time and energy to really become the best self that you can become. And I also want to honor the organizers here, Marianne, Sean, Marsuki, and Mandy. Where is Mandy? So give them an applause. So, with that said, the presentation that I'm going to do today is about releasing judgment. So the presentation will be 30 minutes, and I will cover the why, the what, the how, and the what if. And then I will do a demo with one of the participants, and afterwards you will do an exercise for 30 minutes, and then I will answer questions. So, to the definition, what is judgment? So judgment is using bad words towards ourselves or others. It's using negative evaluation. It's insulting ourselves or other people. Examples of judgment is I'm not good enough. I'm useless. I'm a failure. Or she's crazy. Or he's stupid. Do you ever evaluate do you ever judge yourself? Yeah. You do. So I want to ask you a question. When and where do you judge yourself as a trainer? When and where do you judge yourself when you are presenting, when you are listening, when you are focusing? And what would it be like for you if you stopped doing that and completely opened up so that you could speak freely and without any kind of judgment anymore? Would that be valuable? What would that mean to you in terms of presenting? What would it mean when you are doing the presentations in the groups? So, or the opposite of that, to not release the judgment, is to keep it and to continue to limit yourself and not be the one that you can truly be. So I wanted to ask those questions. And now let's go to the continuous definition of the word release. So, release, it means to let go. It means to wash away, to bring out of the system. So releasing judgment is to get rid of insults towards self and others. Does that make sense? Yeah? So I want to tell you a story about several years ago when I was doing my first APG. And I had been limiting myself for years. It had been like, I'm not good enough. I'm a disaster. I'm a failure. So I just didn't do it. And now a friend who is also a trainer invited me to do it. And I decided to do it. And on the way to this event, when I was going into the first day, I was really judging myself really harshly. I was even having this feeling that, Jesus, I'm on my way to my own funeral here. And also, I will probably be kicked out of the NeuroSemantics. Then the course started, and directly I came into a flow, a magical flow state in which I was just speaking freely, talking. It was working out perfectly well. I was finding the words, and the state of judgment was just released. Now, some years later, it's time for NeuroSemantics Trainers Training 2024. And I'm invited. And since I know that I'm on the master track, I know that I'm probably supposed to do a presentation. And so the judgment comes back. You are not good enough. You are a disaster. You're a failure. And Sean, he was trying to convince me to come. And Niels, where are you? And Niels, he was encouraging me. And I was like, I'm not ready yet. Then I decided to come, and I said to myself, okay, I will go. But whatever you do not do a presentation. And then I came here, and Michael, he told me that there is a spot available. And I couldn't resist the temptation, but I was scared. I was really scared. So I was saying a little bit in a hesitant way. So, yes, I may do it. And then the judgment came back. And you guys know the drill. I'm a failure. I'm not good enough. I'm a disaster. So I asked my friend Judy to take me through the releasing judgment pattern. And when he did, it really opened up a space inside of me. And I realized that releasing judgment is like cleaning the system. It's like cleansing the system and bringing all this garbage of the mind outside the self-boundary. Thereby creating a clear and focused state inside in which it's possible to move freely and to express things in a free way. So it's restoring the mind to its original function. And it's doing so by getting rid of what's blocking the mind. And that's the benefit. It's getting rid of what's blocking the mind. And thereby, I could get in touch with higher awareness. So higher kind of intelligence to guide the actions, not being guided by false evaluations. Because judgment are actually false. They are lies. And then also the heart to get rid of what's blocking the heart so that the heart is free to express what's there. So I can talk directly from the heart like I'm talking to you now. And then from the body, it's like cleaning away the garbage that is stored as in the body. So the body becomes energized, lots of vitality. So I want you to also be aware of that we are releasing judgment, but we are not taking away the capacity to evaluate. So that's not what we do. I want you to think about it as we are not turning off evaluations, but we are increasing the quality of the evaluations so that we can evaluate ourselves ourselves and others in a better and more enhancing way. So when I say restoring the purpose of the mind, what is the purpose of the mind? It's to create maps, to create the best and most empowering maps to navigate the world as a human being and as a trainer. Would you like that? Yeah. What would that mean to you, to have a really clear mind, a really pure heart that you can... I know that you already have pure hearts, all of you. But to not have anything blocking that pureness, so that you can get your message through at any time. So those are some of the benefits. And the benefits of those benefits is that you can be truly you, who you are. And also, it's so much more fun. Do you want this? Yes. Okay. So there are some distinctions that I want to introduce to you. The first distinction is that judgment is not something that we want to get rid of in all contexts. So judgment is something that we have developed during our lifetime. And it helps us to choose friends, for example, to choose what work we want to do. It helps us a lot. But as a trainer, in the training context, if we have a lot of automatic judgment, it will inhibit our success as a trainer. So therefore, we want to release it in the training context. Then I want you to know that judgment states are dragon states. So they are self-sabotaging states, thereby not useful. And they undermine, the third distinction, that they undermine your effectiveness as a trainer. So my point is that releasing judgment makes you free to express yourself fully. So now, after releasing the judgment and bringing all that shit outside the self-boundary, we need a way to protect those boundaries, don't we? Yeah. we need a self-defense. We need to learn some martial arts. So we start with creating 3 states that we're going to use for self-defense. The first state is a state of observation. Like I'm observing you right now. And you can also observe me. You can observe, see what you see, and hear what you hear, and just feel what you feel, because that is to observe. Yeah. Observe. And the second state is a state of acceptance. To accept. And I do like this, because it's like in martial arts, you do like this when you're accepting a fight. So now you're accepting the fight. And then the state of curiosity. Really, really incredibly curious to learn. And you can even observe just with your mind's eye. And so you can learn, you can be curious what you can observe with your mind's eye, what you can witness, what you can accept, so that you can fully learn to defend yourself against all that shit. One way to look at this is to visualize it. So here we have a state of judgment. And it's judgment against self and others. And the first part is to release the judgment. To release. So when we release the judgment, we need to do some work as well. It's like we are getting ready for the fight. So you brush it off, and maybe you have your message, find a way to get rid of all that judgment. Or maybe you may take it and just send it away in a balloon. Or open the window and you can have a sheet of paper and you can write it, and then you can make this kind of airplane, and then you throw it away into the fire, burn it. Yeah. So once we have released. Okay, one more time. Released the judgment. Then it's time to bring some new resources. So we start to bring the resource of observation. And then we take acceptance and incredible curiosity. thereby creating a state, a really good state for keeping all that shit out. So, are you interested to learn how to create this? Who here wants to create this? Let me see. Anybody who doesn't? Okay, great. So, the elicitation question for this pattern is when and where does judgment arise when you're training? And that is the first elicitation question. And the second one is, when and where do you judge yourself when you are presenting, when you are focusing, when you are listening? Those are the two elicitation questions. You can see this in page 45 in the manual. You can open that page if you want to follow the steps also there. So let's go through the steps. Step number 1 is to identify the judgments. And that's a crucial step. That's a very important step. Because if you're not really able to know what is the real judgment. When Judy was doing the pattern with me, I said, well, the judgment is that I'm not good enough. And he said, and Judy, he's smart. He said, is it the real judgment? And after a while, the real judgment came into my awareness. It's that I'm worse than all the other team leaders. That I'm the worst. So I was judging myself like that. And then with that judgment, then I could. It was very effective, the pattern. So when you have when you find the real judgment, is much more effective. Step number, and also to how it's represented inside. It may be in the form of a picture or a sound. Put you in a state. So the second step is quality control. Does this enhance your life? Does it does it enrich you? Does it make you better? Do you need this? The third is to access the 3 states of observation, acceptance, and curiosity. And in the fourth step, we build a release state. So, release. And so we apply the resources in the 4th step so that first we release the judgment, and then in the same place we invite the new resources that we have anchored. So we will anchor them, for example, on the arm. And after doing that, we check, are there any objections to this? And if there are objections, we reframe the objections. So, for example, an objection, it could be, what if the judgment is coming back? Well, what if you see that as an opportunity to learn to defend yourself even better? And then in the 6th step, it's future pacing. So I will do a demonstration with one of the participants here. Jörund has agreed to volunteer. So please, Jörn, come to the stage. Hello, Jörn.
Hello.
Thank you for coming here. Nice to have another Scandinavian here on stage.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. So please take a seat here.
Yep.
And it will be, as you understand, a sitting demonstration. Let's see here if we... okay.
Like this.
I think in this way.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
perfect.
Yes, sure.
And during the demonstration, I will be paying more attention to Jörn. So I will not pay attention to the audience during the demonstration, but then I will come back. And Jörn, because this demonstration is for demonstration purpose, so we may or may not reach the outcome. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's start. Can I borrow a manual because I forgot to bring one? Thank you. Well, I'm gloriously proud. So, Jörn, I would like to also ask you to speak up so that the audience can hear you.
Okay, I will do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And is it okay that I touch your arm during the demonstration?
Yes, sure.
Okay, great. Because I will anchor some states on your arm.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when and where does judgment arise when you are training?
Usually in the start of a presentation.
In the start of a presentation, okay. So when that arises, how do you represent it?
I see some faces that look away and they become blurry and uninterested. That's my image.
Okay, faces that get blurry. And this is, by the way, step number 1 right now. So you see some faces that are blurry, you say? And how do you know it is judgment?
I feel judged.
You feel judged? Okay. And what is the state you experience?
I feel a nervousness, uncomfortableness, some tension to my chest, and some blurry vision. Yeah.
Blurry vision. What's in that vision? What pictures do you see?
The faces in front of me are kind of closing and becoming blurry, and
All right.
yeah.
All right. Do you have that state now? Okay, good. So let's go to step number 2. Is this state enhancing, enriching, empowering you or the other person?
No.
No?
No.
Does this state enable you to listen and support in a caring and compassionate way?
No.
No? Will judgment help your training?
No.
Do you need it then?
No.
Are you ready to release it and replace it with better resources?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I'd like that.
So we are going to do some preparation now to get 3 states. So the first state is a state of observation. So have you ever just observed something without judgment, just observing, witnessing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Every morning when I wake up in the hotel room, I look outside the window, I look down on the lake and the joggers and the sun and the water.
Okay.
I just
So
observe.
just go into that state right now. See what you see and hear what you hear and feel what you feel and just observing. Yeah, from the hotel window. How strong is that state now?
7.
7. So just go deeper into that state and really notice what's outside the window.
8,
And
9.
8, every 9. Okay, so there. Observation, observing. Great. Do you smell something popcorn here?
No, I smell smells, but no popcorn.
Is it pizza?
No.
Okay. So go into the state of observation. Are you there? Observation. Good. So the second state is the state of acceptance. So what is something that you accept? You may not like it so much, but you accept it. It could be a rainy day. It could be standing in the supermarket in a line.
Weather doesn't bother me. Rainy days or cloudy days doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you.
I don't like it particularly, but it doesn't bother me.
You can accept it,
Yeah.
but you don't like it.
No.
Okay, so just remember a time when there was a cloudy day that you needed to accept. Yeah?
Yeah.
And just go into that state of accepting.
Yeah.
How strong is that state right now?
8,
8?
9.
A 9, okay. Yes, there. Acceptance. It is what it is. Okay. And now we will access a state. No, I will ask you, what is 7 times 7?
In Norway, 49.
Well, I don't know in Sweden. Okay. 15 times 3.
45.
You are good. Okay. So, acceptance. It is what it is. You're there? Great. And now, a state of curiosity. So, when were you really curious? Incredibly curious last time.
I'll keep that as a private memory, but I'm there.
Yeah, okay, you're there. Okay, the private memory. So, now I'm curious. Okay, so go into that state of curiosity. To be really curious. So how strong is that now?
Yeah, strong.
Yeah? Okay. Good. Really so curious. Incredibly curious. There.
Yeah.
So, what did your childhood room, what was the color of the walls in your childhood room?
Light blue on one wall and wood on the other wall.
Okay. And what about the floor?
The floor was carpet.
Okay, carpet. Which color was that?
It was a velvety kind of reddish, short,
Okay.
and patterns to it.
Okay. So just curiosity. Really curious. You're there. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
So, very good. So we will use those resources soon. So step number 4 in the manual. So great. We now have 3 replacement states for judgment. So now we need a way to transition from judgment to observation, acceptance, and curiosity. How do you release something, let go of something? Yeah, just a... So just bring that judgment in, that you were judging yourself, these blurry faces. Just bring that in and just release. Release. How many times do you need to do that to fully release? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, one more time. Great. Okay. How is that?
It's fun.
It's fun. Okay. So is the judgment now released?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now when that you have released that judgment, so bring in the resources and replace it in the same place. So observation. There, that's observing. Very good. Just fill it up in the same place. Acceptance. Very good. And curiosity. And you can feel that observation and curiosity at the same time. And accepting. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Any objections to this?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So just imagine you're taking this into the future, the coming days, the coming weeks, even years, that you're able to live as a trainer fully and without that judgment and just having these new resources. How is that?
Feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feels. I can feel it.
Okay, great. So thank you so much for coming here. Thank you. Thank you. So now it's time for a demonstration. No, not another demonstration. It's time for the exercise. But before the exercise, I want to ask you: do you have any questions about the process? Any questions about how to do this process?
Yes.
Okay, so if no question, then we will have 15 minutes each for the exercise, and then we come back. So 30 minutes in total.
You've done a great job, man. You have.
没有，就是有些时候忘记了技能，或者是我觉得最近没有练习，不太熟悉的时候，就不太确定的时候，我就会有一些自我的评价。这个时候我就会在做对话或者说选对话的时候，我就会发现也是适合在做另外一个方面去一些评判，或者是说给到我的领导，然后要会有一些发言。看我的表现，或者是自己的心态啊，或者是方法的压或者是在之后，但是对也会偶尔会上回我在跟朋友做，就是在一些知道的时候，我帮别人做那个整个表现，然后我当时是对，然后我因为我发现了，就是他的走路吧，但我是也改了他的词，我就会有一些别的想法。对，我就已经帮我自己了。我说我没有少练习的，就是我追求很多追求，或者是什么，我也很感那是改了这个方式，最近出来那个没有看出来，我这个有一个标准，谁有谁知道为什么会改词的呢？ 有一个机会来做一些来得到一些分数啊，风可能就在你身上。对，我又回到这个对手，还是要他们这样。我觉得 我也会踢足球嘛，然后我就把它戳破。我听说在这个可能还是气球吧，因为可能就是然后它就像一个吹哨的气球那样，然后我就会把它放飞，就会捏在放，对，就是这样子，就这样子。红色的，可能上面写了很多字啊，都是专门的。然后它的气球，我就开个戳啊，然后把它放掉，然后放出去，拜
Switch partner. Or let's switch.
就运动了，而且是刚刚说到在培训的时候，在学
Welcome back. So, how was that for you? You have a good experience? Great, great. So I will soon take some questions. I will mention two caveats about this pattern before. And the first one is, what if I have judgments that are healthy to have as a trainer in a training context? So if you have such judgments that are healthy, those are not the ones that we work on to release, because we all have judgments that are healthy to have, and what we want to do is to raise the quality of the evaluations we make. So we make that distinction in this pattern to use this only for self-sabotaging dragon states. So that is my answer to that question. And the second caveat is, what if the judgment is coming back? Ooh. And as a matter of fact, it is quite likely that it will come back. And it means that we can have another go with the pattern and use it another time. Usually, because we are also challenged with different situations of life and different situations in the training, so it would be weird if it was just eliminated once and for all. So, yeah, that is a possibility to continue to learn more, because this is about learning. It's about continue to learn and to grow, and it's a great resource for doing so, a tool in the toolbox. Yes. So now let's go to some questions. Who has a question?
Hello.
Hello, Jacob.
At first, I would say thank you for giving a wonderful lecture. And I really experienced something absolutely new, because I got a new relation to the word curiosity.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh, I'm
really.
curious what that could be.
Well, curiosity has been a little forbidden for me. Because don't be curious on things for which you are not, which are nothing of your concern.
Okay. So what's your question?
Well, it's actually more like a sharing that I am so happy for this, because I found in my childhood an experience where I was for the first time seeing these small frogs,
So I'll go ahead
So
and ask
thank
the
you.
question.
Yes, you're welcome.
So, Henrik, what's the difference between curiosity and humor?
Well, curiosity is that you're curious in order to understand something and it's like trying to learn something. So you want to be curious about what to discover. It's a state of discovery, a state of learning, a state of understanding something. Meanwhile, humor is a state of well, it can also be used for learning, but the humor state is a state for jarring the consciousness and to and I think I know where you may came from, that I may have used curiosity in a humorous way.
I kind of think so.
Yeah, I did.
So, was that intentional?
Yes.
So, did you want him in a humor state or a curious state?
A curious state.
And did you achieve that?
I think so.
Okay.
I actually, I think I did.
Hi, Henrik. I'm Yvonne from Malaysia.
Hello, Yvonne.
Hi, my great team leader. I have two questions.
Yes.
I noticed that when you trying to install or anchor the observation, in between observation, acceptance, and curiosity, in between, you break the state.
Yes.
You ask like, what is 15 times 3? Because it's not stated here, may I know the reason behind why you break the state?
Yeah, it's to test the anchor. So it's just to make sure that the anchor works.
I see. All right. Thank you. I have another question.
Uh-huh.
All right. When it comes to the step number 4, transition, under B, use release. So here we are talking about recall the judgment experience, then bracket fire anchor, then now assess releasing anchor. But I didn't know that in the beginning I have installed an anchor for judgment experience. Can you refer me to which step that I anchor the judgment?
It's just the step number 1. So it's not like an anchor that you put because you don't want to anchor such a state.
Okay.
But you have an anchor from before.
It's
So
just
it's
in our
like,
mind.
Yeah, the word you say, the visual representation you have is an anchor from before.
Thank you, Henrik.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Henrik. Selena from Malaysia.
Hi, Selena.
A question not from me, but it's from far away from BJ. Yes.
Oh, from BJ.
He asking, he's watching on live now. He asks, can this pattern be delivered virtually where we cannot do physical anchor?
Can you repeat that question?
Can this pattern be delivered virtually? Virtually. Online.
Virtually.
Virtual.
Virtual. Oh, so the question is, can this pattern be delivered virtually?
Yes. Without doing the physical anchor.
Well, yes, that is possible to deliver it virtually, and then it can be done with instead self-anchoring. So the person is using his own fingers to create the anchors on the arm. So it's very possible to do that. Does it answer the question?
Typing.
Okay.
Thank you, Henrik. Great.
Okay. Okay. Hi, BJ. Any other questions? Okay. So I want to say thank you again, everybody, for being here in the NeuroSemantic Trainers Training. And I really honor you for the work you do and looking forward to have you as future NeuroSemantic colleagues. And also, I honor everybody who has been watching online and who will be watching it afterwards. So I will finish with a quote. It's easy to judge. It's more difficult to understand. Understanding requires compassion, patience, and a willingness to believe that good hearts sometimes choose poor methods. Through judging, we separate. Through understanding, we grow. Do Santa Marta. Thank you.
Here come the pedals.
And I'll take your microphone there.
This one?
Michael, this one, the little one.
The little one.
Because it'll pick you up between us.
Are you ready to be judged?
Bring it on.
Before we begin, I have to now designate this person in a new way. So, looking like Tom Cruise and speaking like Jim Carrey, I designate you the comedic of NeuroSemantics.
New title.
We have never had a neurosemantic comic before.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see how the comic did.
Okay.
How it turns.
Okay, David, why don't you start with our first one?
Okay, so Henrik, in terms of the formatting, you gave us more than 5, 6, I don't know, benefits.
We
I
counted up
count-
to 10 or...
We counted around 10. I catch 5 because I was not able to write down all of them. So there were many, many benefits. You gave us a clear definition as well. You gave us the steps that were given, they were well done, explained. You gave us the what ifs at the very end, and also a couple of preventive frames that they work also as well as what ifs. You gave us the subject, the elicitation question, and especially we think that with all the benefits that you presented in a very natural way, there were compelling reasons. So
what was compelling was the language that you used, releasing to be the one that you can be, freedom to move freely, remove garbage from the head, increase quality of evaluations, restore purpose to the mind, just again and again and again, so much. So.
you have a 3.
Now don't let that go to your head.
No judgment about it.
So under framing, because of good definition, several preventive frames too, overview, an interpretive frame, and then points like releasing judgment, free to express yourself. And you repeated that twice, so very strong. At one time there was opening up new possibilities, so we put a 2.7.
Yes, sir. Under group rapport, you gave us, you used names, you thanked several times, there were the basic greetings, having eye contact with, we assume, all of the group. You were matching some benefits, some values, some experiences of the group, good energy. We counted at level 3 only one splitting statement, and that was about some of you are challenged a lot, some maybe not, and one undeniable statement, NSTT 2024. So that was the one. You mentioned several names, the sponsors, Sean's, Nils, etc.
And we have one thing at level 1.
Oh,
You went overtime. You went 49 minutes.
49 minutes.
40 minutes and 30 seconds before you turn everybody loose for the exercise, and then 9 minutes as you wrapped up. So that takes it down to
2.7. That's not as bad as you thought.
No, it takes it down to 2.7. Sounds quite good to me.
So it's going to take us about an hour to get through engagement.
Yeah.
So engagement started with your song and singing, and talk about engaging us.
Oh, yes.
And with the pauses that you use with the song, and just an excellent way to begin a presentation. So feel free tomorrow. I counted 5 engagement questions. I counted almost 10 inviting responses. And then humor, I counted over 10. I just stopped counting how many times everybody broke into laughter. And so, obviously, with the humor, some of it looked like it was intentional, and then some of it looked like it was accidental.
Yeah.
Yeah, must be. What? Can you
Well,
specify?
like finding your manual.
that was very unintentional.
And yet the flip charts as well.
Well, the flip charts, I didn't find any fun. I don't see anything funny about them.
But they were laughing.
Yeah, but it wasn't the purpose. I think they are just normal flip charts. And I'm still laughing, but I still don't understand.
This looks
I
like
don't understand at all.
this looks like what a 5-year-old would do. I mean, look at if this is the desired state and that's the undesired state,
Now you get it?
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
So obviously humor is a key tool that we can use, but we said today that it's not about humor. It's humor is your tool, and so it was a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Because once it starts, then everybody gets laughing and giggling, and then even when you're trying to be serious,
No. They
I'm
cannot.
being serious. I
Now they cannot become serious.
know. So now the induction is just way too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, David.
So, something else about engagement. You did 2 fresh expressions, taking the garbage out of your mind, and way to my funeral. Those were. And even the lack of preparation about your manual, you incorporated because you make it something to laugh at. So it was it was funny for that. The quotes at the end, your 2 self-disclosures, and many metaphors. The hearts gets free, martial arts, the dragon, garbage. So many metaphors. So it was really engaging. what really takes you a little bit away is the too much humor, especially when you were trying to induce a different kind of state, and it was not what we were expecting, and the audience was expecting. So anyway, you have a 2.9 on that one.
And your next step of development is you take control of when you turn it on, when you turn it off.
Yeah.
Manage it much better, and it would be a 3 for the
Exactly.
Great. Yeah.
Under voice, the speed, the tempo was a slow tempo throughout it. It was easy to hear, a lot of variation in your voice, a lot of words that were emphasized, pauses. We counted 4. One distinct voice as you were talking in the self-disclosure about what you were doing to yourself, not good enough. So there was both the induction voice and the instruction voice. Induction with the states, and to take away, I counted 3 times there was stuttering.
Yeah.
And then I thought, then we put some of the stretching and some of the drama was just overdone.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it's probably around the curiosity.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons I asked about curiosity and humor. Are these different? And can you get in a curious state? And obviously it'll all be enjoyable, but if you're lost in humor.
You were anchoring them into the state of humor.
So we put a 2.6 on effective use of voice.
On the inducing state, it's more or less the same effect because you use your storytelling, a menu list when you were mentioning all the different kind of judgments that you were using in your story. Of course, there was engagement, it was induced. There was a little bit of learning with the definitions and all the points. I wrote down a little bit of aversion when you were mentioning your self-disclosure, especially when you mentioned that the real judge was, I am the worst of all the team leaders. So that was a moment for me to, ooh, that's really ugly. I wouldn't like to feel that, to have that frame. So it was aversion. Of course, there was humor. The state of observation, I think it was well induced. The state of acceptance. At the beginning, I thought it was too energetic. Acceptance. But once you gave us the reference of before martial art and accepting that you were going to fight with another person, made sense. So I thought it was well induced. And the only one that was really not well induced was a curiosity, because it was humor, laughter, fun, but not curiosity.
Okay.
And at level 3, you ask 4 meta questions. So I would say if we wouldn't have this curiosity issue, you would have I don't know if a 3.0, but at least a 2.9. But given all what we just mentioned, you have a 2.6.
Okay, thank you.
2.6.
Can I say something? Yeah, I needed. I was thinking that should I have a kind of curious like something like this, like curious. But then I needed this gesture because otherwise I couldn't do the martial arts thing.
Okay.
Under space and movement, I counted 15 congruent gestures, and so the gestures and the movement, the releasing and the judgment, and each of the ones that you did, just blocking the heart, acceptance, brushing off, just a lot of the presentations. And then, of course, there was the semantic props the blinders.
Blinders.
And so you can see that it would have been much higher, but at level 1, calls attention to the speaker. Several times it called attention to you. And
What was that?
well, some of the gestures, some of the curiosity gestures.
Yeah, exaggerations. Yeah.
It looked like you were really eating it up, and now doing it one more time.
Yeah.
Gets more.
It's funny.
And so now it's calling attention to you
Yeah.
instead of the
I see.
subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we put a 2.5, and it would have been higher, but 2.5.
2.5.
Okay, thank you.
Just in addition to the space and choreography, it will be a good idea to work a little bit more to learn how to draw some.
Or just don't use the flip
Or
chart.
don't use flip charts, exactly. So in terms of the demonstration, you set a couple of frames. I'm going to pay more attention to my client, and we may or may not achieve the goal. You welcome, you thank the person. There was a good projection. Good variation. We heard induction voice, instructional voice. What else? The elicitation question. I counted 3 clarifying questions. You were matching, acknowledging, etc. So, and the thing that I think things to improve was the inappropriate humor. So it was not. You were not really demonstrating the pattern because you were trying to induce a state of curiosity, and it was something else.
So when you touched the anchor on your client, he started smiling real big. And I'm guessing, mind reading, that he went into more of a humor state than a curiosity state.
Yeah.
So that's where the humor becomes inappropriate.
Yeah.
And the second thing that takes, at level 2, takes something also, is the lack of preparation. That's above your manual. So as a master trainer, you need to be very, very, very prepared.
Yes. I knew I had some participants now.
Yeah, I know.
Now there were 2 steps missed. So step number 3, the second question under step number 3 is you say to the person, set it aside.
Oh.
You missed that.
Because you didn't set it aside. And then you did not do the last one where it says it's this one here where now that you have released the judgment, bring in the 3, and as you access it, look at the same situation, look at it and just observe it. Look at it and accept it. Look at it and be curious.
Yeah, okay.
What are you curious about?
Yeah.
And so that's the actual integration piece.
Yeah, I understand.
And so you missed out on 2 pieces in the thing.
Yeah.
So we put a 2.1 on the demonstration. So need some work on this one.
Yeah.
I don't have questions.
So under the questions, there was some accurate knowledge. There was some that wasn't so. I put a 2.3 on the questions.
What wasn't accurate?
Well, the first question I asked,
Yeah.
is there a difference between curiosity and humor? And is there significant enough difference that these states should not be merging together? You said you felt good about it.
I like it.
So what are you taking away from the feedback? You did really well.
Yeah, I'm taking away that I need to be more aware of what states that I want to induce, and more aware of my voice, so that I'm not stuttering. And what else? In the demonstration, also to be very, of course, prepared with the manual, but also to read through the steps even more closely, so that I don't miss anything there.
Okay.
That is some part. So maybe tuning down, fine tuning the amount of.
It's hard to say, isn't it?
Fine tuning the amount of
You did very well.
Very well.
I
very
would say you're not the worst of the team leaders.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Well done.
Okay, thank you.
So remember, looks like Tom Cruise, talks and acts like Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah.
So a good presentation on a lot of the skills. You saw lots of skills being demonstrated. You saw where managing the skill so that it can integrate well with the other skills is a really important piece of presenting. You saw some really compelling reasons and engagement. And working on the demonstration, of course, is one of the most important things, because that's talking about how to do it.
As well as being in charge to manage the group energy, and because things sometimes can go in a different way we plan, but then bringing people again to where we want them to go.
The NeuroSemantic YouTube station will never be the same. Mohammed's got an announcement he's going to make here in just a moment. And so when he clicks this off,